it's important to let people know at least one time, at least just once, okay? Let them know it's all an illusion. It's all made up. And if you understand that for real, you will make yourself whatever it is you want to be in this made up reality.
It's too little. So that's how we're going to talk to the camera. We're going to talk to the camera like this. So, welcome to Decoding the Matrix. As I explained before, this is a new channel for me. And what I'm going to do is try to break down all the different codes and the things that I've realized and what this existence of what I call the Matrix. A lot of the things you probably won't believe when we get to the spiritual and the physical aspects of what I've learned in the Matrix. So what I'm going to do today is explain the financial scenarios and the financial codes that I figured out in the Matrix. So when I tell you it's a Matrix, understand what I'm telling you. In today's episode, I'm going to explain to you why you need to use credit in the Matrix. As I said before, I'm going to start with finances, because with finances, if I teach people and show people exactly what I'm going to show them about how to handle their finances, starting with credit, they're going to start to listen to me about the other magical shit that comes in the universe. As far as health and eating and fasting and all these other different things. So what I said was I'm going to teach people how to make money and handle money first, and all the codes that come with that, and then we'll move on to the spiritual and health things that I've learned about this amazing planet we live on. Okay? So, to start off, to learn something, you probably need to know why you're doing it. Because a lot of times you can get taught something and someone can tell you to do something and you can execute it, but if you don't know why you're doing it, I feel like that's not a great way to teach people to do things. So what I'm going to start with is I'm going to tell you why you want to build credit, okay? And because credit is essential. So the number one reason why you want to build credit in the Matrix, the number one reason, or the first reason I'm going to start with, is you want to build your own bank. Literally become your own bank. And this is probably more for the people starting off in credit, or people with regular paying jobs, or people just, with decent credit at this point. Because you want to know why you're doing it. A lot of people go on the internet and they be like, my credit score is 780, right? My current score is 720. Okay, cool. Your credit score is 720. What you gonna do with that? You gonna go buy a vacation or something, which we'll get into later? Cool, that's 720. What are you gonna do with your 700 though? So we're gonna tell you why. So again, we're gonna become our own bank, because at some point you're gonna have to be tired of, if you don't have credit right now, you're gonna be tired of like, yo, listen, hey, can I borrow $500 to do XYZ, to buy this and flip it? Oh, can I borrow $100 to pay my cell phone bill? You want to become your own bank. The second reason of why you want to build credit is for leverage. Okay, and this is going to be, leverage is probably going to be the biggest part of everything I'm going to tell you. And leverage is essentially using money as a tool, or people as a tool. Or no, leverage is essentially like using things as a tool. Leverage. I don't know really how to explain that, but you'll see what I mean in a second. So what credit allows you to do is it's to leverage other people's money. This is very key. And leveraging it could be for business, or it could be for your own personal, agendas. Either way. So as far as helping you get up in the world, leverage is very key. Let's use this as an example. Leverage. How can we leverage a credit card? Or let's say credit in general. Because it could be loans also. So how do we leverage it? Example 1. Non-business leverage. You work every day 40 hours a week and your transmission blows, right? $2,000 repair. So, you will make the money eventually, but you need it right now to fix something that you weren't expecting. So what you could do is you could leverage a credit card to pay for that until the money comes in, which also is going to kind of relate to the business leverage that I'm going to tell you about, which is going to be the most important one, because you only want to really use credit or finances of other people's for business. You never want to use it for your own personal gains or your own personal things, and I'll tell you why later. Now, how could we leverage a credit card or leverage a loan to help us gain ourselves in the world. So leverage number 2, business. This is not the personal leverage. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your card or loan or whatever you're involved in. You're going to leverage it and you're going to buy a business or be in business with the card. You're going to literally take the card and you're going to invest in something. It could be buying a car to resell. It could be buying things on Craigslist and reselling them on eBay. Buying things on eBay, selling them on Amazon. There's just a whole bunch of things you could do. So that's just the other leverage. I'm just going to tap into that because we get deeper into that as we talk about passive income in the later stages of this video. Reason number 3, which is it's going to be a matrixy reason. In the universe or on the planet, how many species pay to live here? How many? How many species pay to eat, shit, drink, sleep, swim in swimming pools, and travel? How many species pay to live here? 1. That should open up your minds of what I'm telling you, that this is a matrix. It's created. It's created. That's why we're going to crack the codes, and I'm going to give them to you. I'm going to give you the codes. Not necessarily to become a millionaire, but I'm going to crack the codes so that you can live life at least normal, which gets to reason number 3. Reason number 3 is that having leverage and having credit, it'll help you take care of the necessary expenses. It's going to help you take care of your survival expenses. If you do it correctly now, you have to do it correctly. What I mean by survival expenses is that humans should not be having to worry about where their next meal is coming from or if they have a roof over their head. That shouldn't be there because we're the only ones who pay to live here, okay? We're the only ones who pay to live here. So in our matrix, though, we got to, crack that code. So to get these, we have to crack that code. So to take care of our survival expenses, what you have to do is you have to create something, which is another reason, or reason 4, why we want to build credit, is you have to create passive income. Now, passive income is an income that kind of makes money by itself with not as much effort. You know what I'm saying? So, example of passive income is real estate, which is going to be reason number 5. Real estate, selling cars on the side, just anything that you can make money or people work for you and it makes money without you having to be so hands-on every 2 seconds. So your profit margins could be smaller or, it may be a lot, but you want to create passive incomes. And how I'm going to break down to break passive incomes is this. Every month you want to have an income to take care of an expense. Just to give you an example of what my grandfather taught me when I was younger, and it always stuck with me, is that he might have been some type of hustler, maybe, but he told me, he said, Antoine, when I hustle, I only hustle for the thing I wanted. So if I wanted that Cadillac, I hustle for the Cadillac. If I wanted this outfit, I hustle for the outfit. I'm just making this stuff up, whatever he wanted in life, he went and got something or whatever. He did whatever he had to do to make the money for that. That's how you make life easy with the passive income that I'm telling you about. Another why you want to build this credit, and I'm going to show you. So eventually, once you create enough passive incomes, you're technically living for free. You're not paying for anything at all. You kind of just keep any extra profit for yourself because the things you set in line are paying for all your expenses. So let's go into an example. Let's start with something small like a cell phone. If I want my cell phone bill paid, which is $100, what can I do or what can I invest in to make $100 per month? Think about that. I need to find something to make $100 per month. And now my cell phone bill is free, okay? Now, I'm not saying it is easy. I'm not saying it's hard. But I'm telling you, with all the things in the universe, which I'll discuss in a later video, there's 10 million ways to make $100 a month. And I'll talk about that another time. 10 million ways. So just to start with the cell phone. So now let's just say you find that hustle or that business or anything, whatever it is. You find that. Now you don't have a cell phone bill. anymore. It's free because someone else is paying for it, right? Now we move up. Let's move up to a car payment, which I don't like cars in general. Or I only like to pay cash for cars. If you can't pay cash for a car, get rid of this shit. That means you can't afford it, honestly. I'd actually prefer you lease a car before you actually like have payments on the car, because there's too much money to be given up for something that just takes you A to B. If you can pay cash for it, and when you pay cash for it, you have enough for the maintenance, then that car is 100%. You can buy that car. You should buy that car. You can afford it. But realistically, cars take you from A to B. Everything else about a car is for everyone else to look at. Off topic a little bit. Let me look at my board here. So where was I? Oh yeah, so the passive income. So your car payment. Let's just say your car payment's $500. And now you have some type of credit card or loan that I'm going to show you how to get after I finish the whys. You have $5,000 credit card, $10,000 credit card. What can you use that $5,000 or $10,000 credit card to make $500 every month, right? Now, let's say you find that hustle, you find that deal. Now, your car payment is free, or your car payment you're not paying for. Your $100 for your cell phone is not paying for it. Now you car bill free and cell phone free, right? Now let's just move up to the last step, or just one more example. Now let's just say everything's rolling in. You're making mad money. You're making a lot of money with, the ways I'm teaching you. And you got a lot of credit. You got a lot of cash. And now, you want your mortgage or something paid for. Or you want your rent paid for. So let's just say you already have a house, or I'm going to teach you how to buy a house anyway eventually. But what you would do is, you would buy a property. You buy the property over here. It's investment. It makes $1,000 a month profit from your tenants. Okay? Now you live here, and wherever it could be your mortgage or your rent, and your rent is $1,000. Now, if you do the steps that I'm saying, now your rent or your mortgage is paid for by other people. Your cell phone is paid for by other people or, another business. And your car is. So to get to the bottom line to that is that what I'm going to teach you is that all we have to do, or all you need to do, is you need to find enough things to pay for your expenses. Once you get your expenses, which I call survival expenses, paid for by at least one business or two businesses or three type of investments, and let's just say you work. I'm not even telling you be a businessman, but imagine if you work and make $35,000 a year, let's just say, and all of your bills get paid for. Do you know how rich or how much more you'd be able to maneuver around the world if all the checks from your job is your profit or is free money? That's a little bit crazy. Like even down to like $30,000 and $40,000, if you can get your expenses paid for. So let's just say that's like $800 a week. I mean, unless you like some super baller and got some crazy high expenses, it don't really take a lot of money to move through the world the way you want to move, honestly. I honestly think the number to be like rich, which, I've calculated in my own calculations, around $250,000 a year, where I think that, you technically can do what everyone else does. That's my calculation, but it may be a higher number, it may be a lower number. But I'm telling you that from what I see in the world and how everyone is living, the things I'm telling you is going to change your lives drastically. Reason number 5 you want to build credit is to become property owner. What do all the wealthy people have? Property, real estate. It's there. It's almost like this, and I'm sorry to say it. Like people like me and people, I guess, that are rich, we kind of like take advantage. I don't want to say of the stupid, but we kind of take advantage of the people who don't want to be disciplined and smart. We rent them houses. We sell them cars. We do we sell them nice clothes. Like different things like that. We sell them stuff because they're going to spend their money with us in the matrix. So it's like, oh, if you want to look nice or whatever it is, or do whatever, we're going to give it to you. That's what we do. And I'm not trying to be mean with that. But we sell you things. We sell you things and we leverage things so we can live our lives comfortably. I'm just telling you how to do it also. So now you got your 5 reasons. I'm going to go over them one time. Reason number 1, become your own bank. Reason number 2, leverage. And we went over what leverage is. Reason number 3, to take care of your survival expenses. Reason number 4, to create passive income. And reason number 5, become a property owner. Now that we know why we want to build the credit, we're going to explain how. I'm going to try to go in as much detail as I can. Maybe in future classes, I'm not going to even call them episodes. I'm going to call them classes when I finish this video. In future classes, I'll go into detail of how to build the credit, or everything that I'm teaching you. I'll explain how in detail. I'll also be answering questions on YouTube in the comments or in the inbox on YouTube only. Any questions you have as far as like how to do anything that I'm saying. So if you're on YouTube, if you go on YouTube and you go to the subscribe, you have to subscribe. I'll answer any questions for the beginning of my web series called Decoding the Matrix. Now that we know why we want to build credit, let's go into how do we do it. The things I'm about to show you with the hows is going to get you either tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars eventually. Maybe I'll just give you a quick story about myself of how I even figured out credit at a young age and where it got me. So when I was 16 years old, I'll try to make the story as quick as possible. When I was 16 years old, I had some money, but I wanted a car off the lot. I didn't want to buy a regular car. I wanted a car off the lot. And I wanted it, but I didn't have all the cash for it. But I know I wanted that car. So I asked my family members to co-sign it, and all of them were saying no. And then I remember at one point, I believe my mother had told me, she said, go get a job, and then I'll co-sign for it. I don't care whatever that you have the money for it. Go get the job. So I went to the movies, got the job. I ended up quitting 2 weeks later. But that's another story. I go get the job. I remember some guy at the job, he told me, he wasn't even a supervisor. He told me that I was giving the customers too much ice cream. That messed up my whole head. So I've been matrixy my whole life. And I couldn't take that somebody who had the same job was that concerned that I was giving people a little bit too much ice cream. I understand it was somebody else's business. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's like, let the supervisor tell me. I don't know. I just always had a problem with those type things, with job type things. But so anyways, I get the job. I quit 2 weeks later, and they still denied me co-signing the car, all my family members. And then that's when I learned about credit. I think I was 16. So I was 16. I ended up buying my own car with PlayStations in it and all types of TV. I don't know. It was crazy. It was nuts. I'm just having a little reminiscent about my younger days. So I didn't get the car off the lot, but I remember the credit thing bothered me. So I remember getting a credit card at 16 years old. And it was a $300 credit card, and they took $60 away from it as soon as I got it, so it was only $240 left. And I paid the card off every month. I used it, paid it. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you that I knew that's how credit worked, or if it was just my natural instinct to pay back. But I just did that over time, and the card kept growing, and it kept growing and growing, or whatever it is. I kept paying, and then I was getting different cards, and all these card offers in the mail came. So anyways, I'm 16 now. Flash forward to maybe when I'm 19, 20. Not to get into details, but like some family members, like a lot of bad things was happening in my family, and I couldn't understand why. I sat down for about 6 months or a few months, and I just was questioning a lot of things. And one day I woke up, I think I was in a towel, probably no drawers on at the time, and I said, I want to buy a building. I was like 20, maybe 20, I would say 20. And when I said I wanted to buy the building, I was going to take the money I had and I wanted to go get real estate, right? Or I wanted a building. That's what the universe told me, to go do it. So I said it, I thought it, and then, I went to try to execute it. And from me speaking that out into the world, this is what happened. And it's relating to the story I just told you. I spoke that into the world, and I went into finding out how to get real estate and execute it. And guess what was the main reason why I was able to get the real estate? Guess why? Because of the credit I had built from 16 to 20 that I had no intention of buying real estate with at all. I had, from 16 years old to 20 years old, had developed perfect credit, right? I had developed perfect credit that now allowed me to buy my first property. And again, to get back to our class, I ended up buying 5 properties by like 21 years old. I was 21 with 5 properties. All because I just did these steps that I'm telling you. So everything that I'm telling you, I've actually executed. Not only have I executed, I've told other people to execute. Not only have, and they've all, it's with 100% success rate. It's 100% foolproof. I've done it. I've taught people to do it. So it's not like you're just talking to some guy who read on the internet. Not saying you can't read on the internet and learn. I'm telling you, I've executed everything I'm telling you, from the credit to the loans to the properties. I've done it all. And to even give you more of a realness of me is that I've also failed at all of this. I failed with credit. I failed with real estate. I failed with all this. So I have a lot of information. I have a lot of value, okay? A lot of value. Very humble about all of my experiences. And now it's just time for me to tell everybody what I know, because some people just need this information. I'm just going to give it to you free. All right? So let's get to how, now that you got that story, let's get to how to build credit. Let's just assume that some of you are going to have bad credit, which is probably going to take you a little bit longer. Probably what I'm telling people right now is probably for people with no credit or regular credit, okay? I'm going to be honest, I'm not too sure how it's going to be with bad credit, but at the end of the day, I know an example of how to fix that, or I'm going to give you a way to fix that. So let's just talk to the bad credit people first. Bad credit people. If you really want to take this message or what I'm telling you, you have to invest in yourself, okay? You have to invest in yourself first. Invest in yourself. So there are credit repair agencies out there, okay? So you can start the path that I'm telling you. I'm telling you, you have to invest in yourself. So there's some credit repair agencies out there. They probably cost between, I don't know, $400 and $1,500, I believe. And now some people will look at them like, or maybe think that they're scams. Fine, cool. Or you think it's too much. If you think it's too much, that $500, $800, $1,500 is not worth investing in yourself today, that you're going to have access to tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and millions of dollars. I told you at 21 years old, I had 5 properties. That was probably like $1 million and $1.2 million of properties I remember at the time. I can't remember. Whatever. That was a long time ago. 21 years old. I'm 35 now. So anyways, if you don't think that investing in yourself to fix your credit, or $1,500, $10,000, $20,000, I'm making up numbers, but I'm just saying to you, if you're not ready to invest in yourself and don't think it's worth it, or go find that money to invest in yourself, to go get a credit repair agency to use and leverage the information I'm giving you, then you need to turn the video off. I don't need to talk to you no more. So I'm talking to people that have bad credit, that's ready to go. You need to invest in yourself. I'm probably going to I'm going to even say it. Click one of the links in my video or my description. Click one of those repair agencies, credit repair agencies. If you don't have one, contact me and use them to repair your credit. I think they even have monthly payment plans. I know they do, actually. So this is the investment you have to do if you have bad credit. As I said before, if you have any questions, as I start these classes in the beginning, I'm going to answer as many questions as I can on YouTube. And I will guide you step by step if you ask me the question. Bad credit people, go invest in credit repair. It's 100% worth it. If you're going to wait and do anything else, I don't want to talk to you. For regular credit people, I got some props here because I had some old cards. Got some cards here. What you're going to do is you're going to go apply for a credit card. No credit people or credit people. If you already have a credit card, you're good, and then you're just going to follow the next steps. But if you have no credit at all, or you don't even understand credit, you're going to go apply for a credit card, okay? And when you apply for the credit card, you're probably going to have to get a secured card or non-secured card. Secured card means you send them money first, and then they test you out with your money with them, but they still report it to the credit agency. A non-secured card is that they just give you a card and it has money on it, and you didn't send them anything, okay? So if you have to do a secured card, that's also worth it. You have to do that. Go apply for the card and take the secured card, okay? Or you're going to get a non-secured card. An easy non-secured card to get is the Capital One Platinum card. I know that's one. There's some other ones that always like come in my mail. Of course, I deny them. There's some low-end cards, okay? But just find one. One is, let's just say the Capital One Platinum is one I know, because I think that's the first card I ever had. I'm actually trying to like show it to you right now, or one of them. Okay? So you go apply for a credit card. Capital One. There's some lower end ones that are like very, very easy where, like, you know how I said before, when I started my credit at 16, they took it was like a $300 card. They took 40. That's what you got to do in the beginning. Don't look at it. Don't look at interest rates. Don't look at none of that. None of that shit matters anyway at this point. We trying to get you in the game. We trying to get you into financial stability and financial intelligence. That's what we here for, and to make life easy, okay? So here, look. Capital One, I don't want to give away the words. A Capital One, it looks something like this. I'll do this fast. A Capital One Platinum card. Apply for it. Now, I don't know if what I'm about to tell you is not ethical or whatever, but credit cards don't really verify, especially like these ones. They don't verify like the information. So if you work somewhere or don't work, put somewhere where you work. Say you work there for about, a good amount of time, 6-7 years. Say that you made like 100,000 on the income. They don't verify it. I don't know if, they don't verify it. So don't be scared. And nothing's going to happen. Trust me. So, and if the worst thing that can happen is they deny you the card or tell you to send in some financial information, which you can't. But this is not going to happen for you regular guys, okay? So this is people with no credit. Once you get a credit card, your debit card is now trash. Your debit card is now trash.
Debit card is now trash.
I'm going to tell you why shortly. And this is now we're talking to both people with credit and without credit. Once you have a credit card, or if you have credit cards right now and you're trying to get into this financial game or this code that I'm talking about, eliminate your debit card and eliminate cash. There's no reason to have it ever, or very, very small instances to have cash. Never have cash, and I'm going to tell you why. Once you get the card, once you get a credit card, you're going to use it for your everyday expenses. If you have credit cards now, you need to use one of those cards for everyday expenses. Your gas, your groceries, your cell phone bill, your cable bill, the movies. Whatever you do normally, you're going to put that on your card. Okay? You have to do it. This is not up for debate. You remove the debit card, period. There's no reason to have it. Cut the shit up. Don't cut it up because maybe you need to go get cash. Never use your debit card ever. So what you're going to do is you're going to use it for your everyday regular life, not extra spending or whatever it is, because that's the number one things that kind of dummies or humans do. If you get a $3,000, this is what happens. Humans get a $3,000 credit card and be like, oh, $3,000 extra dollars I have to go spend and consume. That's the stupidest thing that you can do. Remember earlier in the videos, I told you money is a tool. So you don't take your tool to go get more money and destroy it immediately and go buy a vacation or a car or jewels or anything that doesn't matter. For the first 6 months to 2 years of what I'm telling you, your credit cards are tools. They do not look at them as money at all. They are tools like a hammer or a wrench. This is what money is in general, a tool. Hammers, wrenches, nails, these are all tools. That's what money is. Once you convert your brain and say, money is a tool, everything changes. So now that you have your tool, your credit card, you're going to use it every month. Use it every month. If your credit card is small at the beginning and it runs out at the beginning or in 1 week or 2 days, that's cool. You're going to use it up and pay it that week. Pay it all. Okay? If you have credit cards right now, you got to find a way to get the balances low again. I'm probably going to be offering some services. I do some services like that where I pay people's credit cards off for a fee to, help them get here. But that's another business, something later. But so you have the credit card. You're going to use it all the time. Use it all the time. Use it all the time for everything. But what you would use your cash for. So if the cash is not in the bank, don't use it. Don't use the card for it. If the cash is not in the bank, I'm telling you, don't do that. Also, go into your credit card app or website, go in there and put the settings to pay the entire statement balance every month so that it's automatically set. All your credit cards, set them to automatic payments. If it's the bare minimum, then it's the bare minimum. But for this card that I'm telling you, for the beginners or to get where I'm trying to get you, use the card for as much as you can for all your expenses every month. You have to. You have to, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. The reason why you want to use the card for everything you can every month that you have the money for is that the game that credit cards and loan companies and loaners want to do, or let's say credit cards. Credit cards want to get you trapped. They want you to go spend it for something you don't have the money for so that you can pay them back long term where they can make their money. Okay? So I'm going to say that again. Their goal is to trap you for the money that you can't afford to pay. Because it's actually a law that if you pay your whole statement balance every month, they can't charge you any interest. It's like 30 or 45 days. For 30 or 45 days, if you can take their money, you can take a credit card, use it, and for 30 or 45 days, it's free money. They can't charge you any extra. So if you got a $10,000 credit card and you can find a hustle or something that you could use the $10,000 and make it back in 30 days, guess what? They just gave you free money. That's the very key thing or key information you got to know of why I'm telling you to crack this code. The reason why you want to use the card every month is because they want to trap you. So to break it down, when you get the credit card, let's just say they give you a $500 credit card. You use the $500. You pay the whole entire thing back. Free money from them. I'm just going to talk as if I'm them and like I'm a human. I'm like, so I give Jane Doe a $500 credit card. She uses the whole $500. She gives me my $500 back. I ain't make no money, right? I'm like, damn, what? She can handle the $500. Then next month she do it again. She take my $500. She give me back my $500. Free money again. I'm in the business of making money. This ain't working. So this is where it comes into play. Why I'm saying you have to use your credit cards as much as you can to get to where I'm telling you. After some time, they're going to get sick of giving you the free money and they're not making any money. So they're going to increase the amount. So now your $500 card, they're going to say, hey, you know what, Jane Doe? We're going to give you a $2,000 card. Because, their logic is we're not making no money on this person at $500. So now you at $2,000. And I'm pretty sure we all still got bills and everything and we spend $2,000 a month, I assume. You take the $2,000 card, right? You use that up. Month one, gave it all back. Now, mind you, this is money you already got in the bank. So that's why I tell you it's a game and it's a code. This is money you already had. And they don't even care if it's money you already had. It's a game, okay? It's literally a game. So, $2,000 card. Jane Doe uses it, pays it back month one. Jane Doe uses it again, pays it back month two. Credit card company again, saying, damn, we giving out this free $2,000 6 months in a row. That was $12,000 that we gave away for free. How can we get Jane Doe to get trapped? This is the game. This is the matrix. I'm telling you, game. Now we're going to give her, just to up it to $10,000, okay? Jane, you've been doing fine with us for $10,000. We gonna give you, with $2,000, we're going to give you the $10,000 card. Now Jane Doe might have a problem as far as spending $10,000. Because I'm just assuming that everyone who is intrigued by this video is not starting with a lot of money or have a lot of money or access to money, okay? So now Jane Doe might start having problems with spending $10,000 to get to these higher cards. What Jane Doe has to now do is you almost have to find a business to do, okay? If you got $10,000 and $20,000 credit card, you gotta be spending it on something. So you're almost forced. Remember, it's not even your money. So you almost forced to go buy something. Go buy a car and sell it. Go buy things to purchase from Craigslist, sell it on eBay. On future videos, I'll give y'all things to do on that. But you have to, because now if you got a $10,000 or $15,000 car, I'm pretty sure most of you don't have that many expenses. Okay, you don't have that many expenses, and that's where we get into the leverage. So that's basically why you want to use your card every month, okay? Is because the more you can show them that you can handle it, they're going to just keep increasing it so they can trap you. But we're not stupid because we know the codes. You're not going to trap us because when you give us the more money, we're going to invest it and do some business with that money, okay? Because we're our own bank. That was one of the reasons why, right? We're our own bank. You're not going to trap us because even if we don't pay it off the next month, we've invested it and we bought a business or we did something with the money that is worth it for us. Okay? So now that you know you got that down, when you use the cards every single month, every 6 months, this is very key. Write this down. Every 6 months, you need to apply for new cards. Okay? Apply for new cards and ask for credit limit increases every 6 months. 6 months of payments, apply for new cards. And if you message me, I'll DM you the cards. Or if you start to follow my path in month 6, message me, I'll tell you exactly what to do, okay? Every 6 months, ask for credit limit increases on all your cards. Key is, though, make sure they're at 0 balances when you ask that, or at least between 10 and 30% of usage. You want to use of usage 10 to 30%. So if it's a $1,000 card, you only want to have between $0 and $300. That's between that 0 and 30%. I should have said 0 and 30%. So you're going to ask for credit limit increases. So that's going to increase how much you have and what you have access to. As I stated before, everything that I'm saying in this video, I've taught people, I've done since I was 16, 17 years old. I've had students of mine who attach to my credit and different things who actually, like, within 2 or 3 months, I'll get them access to like $30,000. I'll even bring them on some lives or something so y'all can know that I'm telling the truth. 2 or 3 months, some people say they'll say, I'm like, listen, if you want, I'll get you right. You want to get right? Follow my steps. The thing is, though, this credit thing, like I said a few minutes ago, it is not for luxuries. It is not for vacations. Please, I'm telling you, like that, it's going to be very easy for some of you to say, oh, I have access to all this money. I'm going to do X, Y, Z with it. Because I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody that I've taught this game or the credit game, I say to them in the beginning, I say, listen, if I put you on the game, a lot of times people, they get access to certain amount of money and then they start buying Benzes and shit. Chains and just think, because, they never seen that type of money. But if you in this for the long run and you in this for not worrying about bills ever again, let's say this, the survival expenses, follow my steps. The whole total process could take 2 years, but I would say it could be 45 days, 3 months. But I would say you should look at a 24-month process, but it could be 6 months. And this is just the beginning of the game. I'm just teaching you literally just credit cards. Eventually, you're gonna graduate from credit cards. Okay, the credit cards are almost going to be useless as far as business wise. As far as starting businesses. But so, for example, I use credit cards, and you could believe it or not, this is common knowledge. Everything that I'm really telling you is right there. It's just that, maybe you need somebody like me or just somebody to push you to go get it done. But so for me right now, I use credit cards, believe it or not, they pay me, credit card companies pay me to use them. They do. And I'll just give you an example. Let's just say if there's a real estate project and we need $20,000 in supplies. I'll swipe the card for $20,000, and literally that same day, the credit card company is going to, or maybe at the end of the month, they're going to pay me $600 for using the $20,000. Right? Now I already have the $20,000. So really, like I said, I used the card and paid it off. So I profited $600 by using other people's money. Yes, you are hearing that right. There are credit cards out there, and I'll show you which ones in future videos, that pay you to use them. That seems crazy, right? But it's the Matrix. That's what I'm telling you. They pay me to use their money. So I profit by using their money that I already have. And you can do that now too. I'll show you. Any questions or anything that I'm missing out or you don't understand, ask me in the comments on YouTube. Subscribe, and I will answer every single one of them. So you're going to eventually graduate from the cards. And when you graduate from the cards, what happens is, honestly, I have to almost duck calls from different area codes, even though I'm doing different things in different area codes, because they're almost calling me at such a rate to people. There are companies literally trying to sneak call me to try to get me an offer to take some of their money. Okay? And I've graduated from those companies. So where I'm at in life right now is that I need ridiculous amounts of money for correct interest rates. That's where I'm graduated to as far as playing the game. I played down in the credit cards. I played down in the subprime loans. I played in the regular loans. Now I'm in like, I need, you know, I'm trying to buy like some crazy properties like apartment buildings. Like by summer, I want everybody to see me with an apartment building. But those are the numbers I'm at. So anyways, what I'm trying to say to you is that if you do my steps right, people are going to be hounding you to give you money. I have to, so I'll see an area code and I'll answer it. This is how they sneak. Is this Antoine? Hey, Antoine. And I'm like, who's this? Oh, this is Yellow Flag Financial. And then I got to hang up on them because they're trying so hard to get access to me to go flip money or to get me to use their money. But I've graduated. Like, listen, I know y'all companies that's hounding me. I'm graduated from that. I'm in a whole nother realm. I'm, not like Donald Trump type, but even Donald Trump has loans out on his properties. Donald Trump owes probably $500 million. Anybody who tells you that credit cards are dumb and credit and debt is dumb, they're going to be average for the rest of their life, more than likely. Because it's all about leverage. If you can use other people's money to make money so that you have your own money and then you also have their money, you can do more things that spread you out more. And it leaves you in a position to not constantly be in a struggle. And that's what this is all about. Now that we got everything down, I basically taught you why we want to do it. And remember, number one, you become your own bank. That's very important. Number two, it helps ease out taking care of your regular expenses or your survival expenses. As I stated before, we're the only people to live here. When I see people struggling with like rent and bills and food and all that shit, it shit's annoying because I'm like, damn, if they just play this game, we go play this game, the regular expenses, you'll never worry about it again. If you are a humble and decent person, human being, and disciplined, you'll never worry about none of this ever again. And I haven't worried about none of these things since a very young age. You get what I'm saying? I'm very thankful for it. I'm not bragging about it, but I'm seeing a good percentage of the world just living, they living paycheck to paycheck and can't do what they were designed to do. Because that's what else is going to come from this. Once you get your basis or your survival down, and it's not hard to survive, you become who you're supposed to be. Because now you don't got to worry about what people say or think or whatever it is. That's probably why I'm so different than everybody. Like, I never had to worry about what people think or say. I could be who I am. Be who I am. So, anyways, you want to become your own bank. You want to have passive income. You want to take care of your survival expenses, and you want to have leverage, and you want to become a property owner. So that is the end of the video. I need you to like, subscribe, share as much as possible. This is free game. I'm telling you something that I've done, that I've taught people. I've done 100 times, and no one's doing it. So I'm just giving you free game. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for episode 3. Decoding the Matrix.
This is called deception. We gonna make up a reality that's not truth. It's based on truth. You can find it in all these books if you really want to know. But for everyday people, you're gonna live in a matrix. You're gonna live in a made up illusion.